Okay, well, we did similar figures before with dilations, and we had a few little facts about it, right? Two polygons are similar if corresponding angles are congruent and corresponding side lengths are all in the same proportion. I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay, now looking at this figure here, they're telling us that this blue figure and the red figure are similar. They're similar because they're telling us with this little symbol here. That's the symbol for similarity. And because they're telling us that, well, then we know that all corresponding angles are equal. And if you look at the name, it actually gives it away. Angle A is corresponds to angle E. Angle B, right here, right, corresponds to angle F. The third position we have C, and in the third position here we have G, so angle C corresponds to angle G, and angle D is the last position in the name, and so is angle H, so they correspond. So I know that those angles correspond to each other and that they are congruent or equal in measure. Now, also, the name tells me a lot of other things as well. Okay, I'm just going to clear this up for a second. All right, and if you look, AB is going to correspond to, well, AB is in the first two positions, right? The first two letters right here, and the first two letters in the next one is EF. So that goes here. Okay, now here we have FG. FG is the next two position, two middle letters, and that corresponds to BC. So we already have AB and EF, BC, which is up here, to FG. So we'll keep going, and we'll say CD. Now, if you look, we had CD. Everything in blue on the bottom, so I'm going to continue that. CD goes here, and CD is the last two letters in the name, and so is GH. Okay, and then last but not least, we have DA, and DA are the two end pieces here. Well, the two end pieces here are HE. Okay, and here's an example. One way we can figure out what these sizes are is, let's say this guy is 6, this is 13, this is 10, and this is 8. And this guy over here is 3, 6.5, 5, and 4. Well, what is the scale factor? Well, if we're going from big to small, right? In a way, we can say that the small one is half the size of the big one, right? So the scale factor has to be less than 1. And if you look here, this is going to be the scale factor. And how do we know? Well, let's match it up. EF here is 3, AB is 6, FG is 4, BC is 8, GH is 5, CD is 10, HE is 6.5, and DA is 13. All of those are in the same proportion. They all reduce to the scale factor, which is 1/2. Scale factor of A, B, C, D to E, F, G, H. Great job, everybody.